Yes, my people, welcome back to another video and welcome back today to the Glory Hunter Challenge. And as promised in the last episode, I've got a brilliant episode coming up for you today as we take on both Barcelona and Bayern Munich. Two massive games as a double live com here today. First, we take on Barcelona in our first El Clasico as Real Madrid manager. It's actually my first El Clasico on Football Manager ever. So this is going to be a very good game. I'm very excited. And then we take on Bayern Munich in the Champions League away as well. Two really good games coming up today. So, since you were last here, we have played a few games off camera, where obviously in the last episode, we beat Rayo Vallecano 3-1 and then Maccabi Tel Aviv 4-0 away. We then beat Mallorca 6-0 with goals from Jeremy Pino, Mickey van der Ven, Arda Güler and Federico Valverde, and a brace from Erling Haaland. We then unfortunately picked up our first defeat of the season, which means that we will no longer be going unbeaten. Unfortunately, Jude Bellingham opened the scoring in this one, and then Real Betis came back with goals from Pablo Garcia and an own goal from Alvaro Carreras. We then beat Celtic 3-2 in the Champions League with a goal from Endrick and yet another brace from Erling Haaland. He's up to 23 goals in all competitions this year, up to 18 in La Liga. Just outstanding, isn't he? He's an absolute joke. So we play Bayern Munich. We play Real Madrid at home, and then we play against Bayern Munich away as well. So we'll show off how people are doing first. I want to just show off how many goals people have scored and things like that. Haaland is, of course, top goal scorer with 23. Jeremy Pino with 12 goals in 16 games. Rodrigo with 16 goal involvements in 15 games. Arda Güler with 16 in 16. Jude Bellingham from defensive midfield, 10 in 16. Our top assister is Arda Güler. Camavinga has a lot of assists, and Trent with a really strong average rating. Our whole team playing superbly. So, and then, by the way, shout out Thibaut Courtois, who has kept 9 clean sheets in 16 games so far this season. So, our lineup today is as follows. We do have an injury. Rodrigo is going to be out for about a month, unfortunately. But the good thing is Valverde slots in to midfield, and then Jude Bellingham can play on the right instead. So, our lineup today is as follows. We've gone with Courtois in goal. A back four of Trent Alexander-Arnold, Saliba, Van der Ven and Camavinga, with a midfield two of Tchouaméni and Federico Valverde. Jude Bellingham starts on the right with Arda Güler as the attacking midfielder and Jeremy Pino on the left with Erling Haaland leading the line, looking to try and get it. And if he can get a brace today, he will hit 20 La Liga goals for the season, which is an absolute joke. So without further ado, let's get into this El Clasico and see how Barcelona will be lining up for it. Okay then, the Barcelona lineup today is as follows. As Lamine Yamal misses out in the big news and Jadon Sancho, we meet again from season 1. Lamine Yamal's on the bench. That's weird. So Barcelona go with a 4-2-3-1 formation with Lucas Chevalier in goal. A back four of Koundé, Araujo, Gerard Martin and Alejandro Balde, with Frenkie de Jong and Pedri as the midfield two, with Dani Olmo just in front of them in the 10. Jadon Sancho starts on the right with Dro on the left, who is of course at PSG now in real life, and Tony Fernandes leads the line for Barcelona today. So they are not full strength for this El Clasico game, which I think is interesting. As just confirmation, of both of the lineups then here. Jadon Sancho, the number 7 for Barcelona. As of course, because we lost that game, we are now only a point above Barcelona. So this is a big game as Barcelona can retake the lead of La Liga with a win here today. And Tony Fernandez gets us underway then for the El Classico. As I just want to see, how good is Dro? He's okay. I know Tony Fernandez has started the season really strongly. Yeah, Tony Fernandez is a very good player. Jadon Sancho actually plays a lot because I know he had a really good season last year for Barcelona. So interesting. And then Gerard Martin, is he any good? He's okay. I'm surprised he's playing though. It's a bit of an interesting team from Barcelona. Something I wasn't necessarily expecting. I was expecting Lamine Yamal to be playing, but Jadon Sancho it is. There's nothing happening so far in this opening 25 minutes. I do wonder if sometimes playing against a team like Barcelona maybe isn't as good content because we're so evenly matched. Like, it could just be 0-0 because both teams are just so evenly matched. As Trent finding Mickey van der Ven and it's cleared. Yeremy Pino, though, can sweep up and then find Tchouaméni, who goes back to Federico Valverde. And the flag is up. The first highlight of the game. A bit of a hectic one. As Dani Olmo with the free kick for Barcelona then. It's a good delivery. Headed away. And Valverde then looking for Bellingham, who heads on to Arda Güler. And Arda Güler racing away here. He goes for goal. And it's a pretty comfortable save for Chevalier there. As Van der Ven and Camavinga having fantastic starts to this first half. Which I think is interesting because we haven't really seen the ball. But it seems like Real Madrid, we are dominating the statistics at least. As that is the end of the first half. And that might be one of the quickest first half I've ever filmed in my life. As it ends in the first half, we come in at the Bernabeu, Real Madrid 0, Barcelona 0. The deadlock yet to be broken. Haaland looking fired up and he gets us underway and gives it straight to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Big switch over to Camavinga. Hopefully we can have a more enjoyable second half display here as 50 minutes into this game and we haven't really seen a lot. I'm going to give a shout of encouragement to the boys. Hopefully that can spark something. As Marc Casado has come on for Pedri. Nothing really. We're 65 minutes into this game and we've had a highlight and a half, really. As we do finally get another highlight as Bellingham dispossessing Barcelona and Saliba finding Valverde, who switches over to Bellingham, who sets back to Tchouaméni, and Trent now switching to Camavinga. This looks like it's a really good Real Madrid move. And Yeremy Pino, can he find Erling Haaland? He can. And Lucas Chevalier is forced to make a good stop there. Finally seeing an actual attack. As we've go and attack him. Haaland does well to Megs him there. What can Haaland do? Goes back to Tchouaméni at the edge of the area. Tchouaméni to Valverde. Pino. Valverde to Camavinga. Pino now. Giving it to Arda Güler, who gives it to Bellingham to Yeremy Pino. And that is an outstanding Real Madrid goal. The passing on display is like prime Barcelona against Barcelona. Using Barcelona's tiki-taka style against them. Just keeping the ball moving so that they cannot get it anywhere near us. And Yeremy Pino with a lovely finish into the top corner to make it Real Madrid 1, Barcelona 0. We are now going to make some changes. We're going to bring Samu on for Haaland. Camavinga's having a good game, but we're going to bring Carreras on, and we'll bring... I don't really want to bring Trent off, actually. I need a backup right back. We're going to have to buy one in January. We're going to bring Bruno Fernandes on for Arda Güler, and we'll leave it at that for now, as we're into the final 15 minutes of normal time now. Courtois throwing out to Carreras, who tries to find Pino, but it is intercepted. De Jong now going back to Casado. Jeremy Pino intercepts and finds Bruno Fernandes, and Samu is now in, and the composure from Samu as he gets the goal. The two substitutes linking up to make it Real Madrid 2, Barcelona 0. Pino giving it to Bruno, and a first time through ball from Bruno Fernandes, and Samu with a lovely first touch, and he has the composure to just slot it into the bottom corner to double Real Madrid's advantage here, as Barcelona get us underway from the restart. Sancho dispossessed by Trent. I will say, the way we move the ball, it's just pure class. As Bellingham now driving into the heart of the Barcelona defence here, and finds Samu, and that is absolutely fantastic from Jude Bellingham, who gets his second assist of the game. And Samu off the bench has turned Barcelona inside and out as he gets his second of the game. It's unbelievable play from Jude Bellingham, and it's a lovely finish into the top corner from Samu to make it Real Madrid 3, Barcelona 0. A quick fire 5. 3 goals in 5 minutes. Looks like it's going to be enough to turn Barcelona over here. And this extends our gap to 4 points in La Liga, which is absolutely fantastic. As there is the game. We win our first ever El Classico match. Jude Bellingham, man of the match. Van der Ven, a fantastic performance from him. Good from Trent yet again. Good from Camavinga yet again. Another clean sheet for Courtois. We were absolutely dominant. And as I mentioned, and you're not going to let me click the league table, there you go. We are now 4 points above Barcelona, which is lovely. A good win. And now attention does turn to the game against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. Now, we don't have any games in between, so we'll be taking you now straight to the lineup screen. And I promise I will not skip it this time. Let's get in to the game against Bayern Munich away and see how both teams will be lining up. Okay then. As promised, I didn't fuck it up this time. Bloody hell, they signed Melvin Bard. Oh, what a player. How good's Lennart Carl now? Decent. Of course, he does really want to move to Real Madrid, and Bayern Munich players are fuming with him. Anyway, let's start with the Bayern Munich lineup because they are at home. They've gone with a 4-2-3-1. Bento is the goalkeeper, with a back four of Ilyas Zabani, Upamecano, Tar and Alphonso Davies, with a midfield 2 of Joshua Kimmich and Tom Bischoff, with Jamal Musiala just in front of them as the 10. Lennart Carl starts on the right, with Luis Diaz on the left and Harry Kane still the number 9 for Bayern Munich today. We have gone with an unchanged 11 from that demolition of Barcelona, as Courtois starts in goal. A back four of Trent, Saliba, Mickey van der Ven and Camavinga, with a midfield 2 of Tchouaméni and captain Federico Valverde, with Arda Güler in front of them as the attacking midfielder. Jeremy Pino starts on the left and Jude Bellingham starts on the right, coming off the back of his man of the match display. And Erling Haaland leads the line for Real Madrid today in our blue kit. How lovely. Just confirmation then of the Bayern Munich 11. Xabi Alonso is manager, so that must be where he... I'll tell you what, that means that Real Madrid, Bayern Munich and PSG were all available in the summer. That's unbelievable. As of course, we are top of the Champions League phase. Yet to even drop a point, we are undefeated in the Champions League so far this year, as Harry Kane gets us underway for this Champions League away day in Munich. Hopefully, our undefeated streak in the Champions League can continue. As Jonathan Tah finding Luis Diaz. Valverde does well to win the header there, and Yeremy Pino finding Jude Bellingham. Tchouaméni finding Bellingham yet again. Bellingham, can he pull it back? It goes to Arda Güler, and Arda Güler puts Real Madrid 1 goal to the good early on in this game. A bit of a fuck up in the box there, as Bellingham, the creator, he just puts it across the box and it sort of ricochets around, and Arda Güler lobs Bento with the header to make it Real Madrid 1, Bayern Munich 0. Bento, not a great goalkeeper. Neuer must have retired. Nah, surely Neuer retired more than just now. Musiala finding Luis Diaz. Musiala into Diaz again. Diaz cutting inside and finding Musiala. It's good defending though from the Real Madrid defenders. Upamecano now finding Alphonso Davies, who finds Diaz. Upamecano back to Zabani. Jonathan Tah now. Luis Diaz in a bit of space there, up against his former teammate in Trent, and now Lennart Carl going back to Zabani and then gets the ball back again. Kimmich finding Harry Kane, who finds Jamal Musiala, and it's just wide from Musiala. As the commentary tells us, Musiala will kick Musiala for missing that. Would argue you could just say Musiala will kick himself. Don't need to name him multiple times. Who's playing Liverpool, Barcelona. Tell you what, just quickly, people that don't like the Champions League phase, grow the fuck up. You've got PSG, Arsenal, Man City, Inter, Liverpool, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, and then you've still got Atletico, Porto, Bilbao, Dortmund, Napoli. Like, if you don't like the Champions League phase, what is wrong with you? Because the games that you play are just so much better than the group stage. What, you want to watch Liverpool Karabag, like, and the equivalent all the time? No. As to be fair, not much really happened in this game so far, but we do now have another highlight. Dusan Vlahovic is at Villarreal. Interesting. As Tchouaméni keeping the ball still alive here, and it falls to Yeremy Pino, and that is an outstanding save from Bento to turn it round the post for a Real Madrid corner. Zabani then. Is this going to be an actual highlight, or is this one of those, this is the end of the first half highlights? Musiala, dispossessed by Tchouaméni, but the ball does find Carl out on this right-hand side, who goes past Camavinga, and it isn't an end-of-half highlight. Lennart Carl does score for Bayern Munich. He equalises, and it is now Bayern Munich 1, Real Madrid 1. He ghosts past Camavinga, which nobody's really done so far this season, and fires it into the roof of the net. Should have stopped play. Musiala's injured. As it looks like Musiala is probably, yeah, he is, going to have to come off. And Edward Spertson comes on in place of him. As we come into the break, Bayern Munich 1, Real Madrid 1. As Erling Haaland gets us underway then for the second half here. I want to stay undefeated as Kimmich with the Corner for Bayern Munich. Haaland heads away, but only as far as Bischoff, who finds Lennart Karl. And it goes through a body of people, and Zabani's the one who runs off celebrating. VAR will check this, and VAR decide the goal has been awarded, and Bayern Munich, either side of the half, have turned this around. Bischoff, as it just hits Zabani and goes in, and it is now Bayern Munich 2, Real Madrid 1. Lennart Karl, the difference maker in this one. As now Harry Kane finding Lennart Karl out on this right hand side again. Camavinga this time does defend him, and Pino now finding Jude Bellingham, who finds Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland finding Jeremy Pino, and it's good defending from Ilya Zabani there to turn it round for a corner. I hate the fact we don't get to see any of the corners ever though. As this has been quite an even game so far. As brilliant, Haaland is down injured. Arda Güler goes back to Tchouaméni. Trent to Tchouaméni. Trent finding Valverde, who goes for goal when it's off the bar from Valverde. Is Haaland alright? I think he might be dead. Camavinga doing well there defensively though. Hello. This is what annoys me about thing. It's a bruised ankle. Right, we'll bring him off. Not a very great episode from Erling Haaland though. But Samu did score 2 last time out. So hopefully he can be the difference maker once again. We're going to go attack him. And I'm going to demand more from the players. I'm going to make some changes as well. Jeremy Pino not having a great game here. We're going to bring Franco Mastuano on. And we'll bring Brahim Diaz on the right as well. Camavinga not having a great game. We'll bring Carreras on. And then Arda Güler not having a great game either. No one's really had a great game for us so far today. As we're into the final 15 minutes of normal time now. Hopefully the changes we have made can claw at least a draw back for us. As we're into the final 5 minutes now. Bento goes short to the goal scorer of the second. Alphonso Davies finding Spurtsayan. Bischoff into Dedic. Kimmich now finding Lennart Karl. Lennart Karl, what's he going to do with it? Finds Harry Kane, and Harry Kane, I don't really know what happened there. It looked like Tchouaméni tackled him. So I'm not sure how Harry Kane managed to tap that into the goal. But Bayern Munich find themselves 3-1 up. Lennart Karl finds Harry Kane, and it's a mix-up in the box, and Harry Kane makes it Bayern Munich 3, Real Madrid 1. And he's still unbelievable, just not got the physicals. But this is what I mean with Harry Kane. Harry Kane never had the physicals, really. He was never the quickest. So I feel like Harry Kane can play at a high level for a long time. As Diaz finding Bruno Fernandes, who drives into the penalty area. It's cleared. Valverde heads to Tchouaméni though. Van der Ven now finding Carreras. Never mind. As I think it's going to end in defeat here in Munich. And it does. It ends. Bayern Munich 3, Real Madrid 1. We still sit top of the league phase. We will still go through in the top 8, probably. But I'm disappointed that our undefeated and unbeaten streak in the Champions League has come to an end in quite disappointing fashion as well. 3-1. It's quite a thumping defeat, unfortunately, for us. As, let's have a little look. When are we going to be back? I think we come back for this. The Super Cup semi-final. We'll come back for that, and then we'll also come back and we'll either play Sevilla in the league, or we will play the final of the Supercopa de España, or the Copa del Rey. I don't know when the Copa del Rey starts, but that will be the next episode. So if you don't want to miss that video, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Turn on notifications so you are always notified when I upload a video. Don't forget to check out the second channel. Link is in the description. Drop a like on the videos, subscribe, and subscribe here as well. And I will see you tomorrow for more Glory Hunter action. I'll see you there. Peace.